We need to talk about V getting emotional during a concert and people talking about this recently. I also wanted to talk about people saying that Jin might be getting emotional over V's birthday, and then Jung Kook's view on retiring and leaving. So hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, he's spilling mug merch, and let's go. Jung Kook is someone who is definitely a workaholic. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but I think he feels like he has a lot to prove. Innately with K-pop and definitely K-pop fans, there's a lot of needing to prove something. Prove that Asian men are actually desirable in a society that doesn't desire them. And before I get, I've never heard that I find Asian men the most attractive, here is the proof that I did not just pull this out of my butt. But aside from the innate Western stereotypes of Asian men, BTS themselves have a lot to prove coming from a no-name small label, and then Jung Kook was sometimes allegedly mistreated by staff and hosts. So I think in his mind, the idea of being seen as not talented or less than is simply unacceptable. And thus he has definitely thrived and excelled at everything he touches. Jung Kook during an interview talked about how he wishes to continue his journey as a person with a driven heart and wants to continue to have passion. Anyone doing anything for many years is bound to get tired of it, but Jung Kook wishes that does not happen for him. During the song Permission to Dance, BTS obviously has that line that says that they're not scared to fall because they know how to land. And that is essentially them saying that should they fall from grace or fall out of the spotlight, they will be fine because they know how to land. I don't think they could ever fully fall out of the spotlight, even if they wanted to have a slower pace of life. If they simply vlogged their life as a former K-pop idol and spilled the tea on that, they could literally do that their entire remaining life and be fine. And also, I am sure they have stories for a lifetime at this point. Jung Kook was also asked about retirement. I think this is an answer that a lot of idols and celebrities can't imagine because they love what they do. No one gets famous and stays famous by accident. It's very intentional moves that you make that will keep you in the spotlight. And for those who never wanted to be famous, they pretty quickly fade from the spotlight because upholding fame is probably one of the hardest things to do, and even harder if you don't want it. But while Jung Kook may not want to retire, his answer is very classy. He said that he knows that there are going to be people that are likely going to quote-unquote take his place, and he knows that he will have to step down, but continues to talk about how he has many interests, goals, and ambitions, and can definitely go for those new goals. Essentially, if he steps down as a singer, he would be starting over with a new career, right? And I think he can do that and be successful in that career all over again, because his mindset is that he can do it. He believes in himself, and so for that reason, even if Jung Kook leaves and doesn't sing anymore, he will still be okay. But I don't think he has plans of doing that. I am truly a believer in life is what you make of it, and for a lot of people who are not born into anything super wealthy, we will 100% have a harder time to make life something that's enjoyable or even maybe just bearable. A life you don't need a vacation from. Unless you're in survival mode, and even if you are, you can still make something more of your life. It's not impossible, and if you want it badly enough and you work towards it every day, even if it's a fraction of a percent every day, you'll get there. It may take years or decades, but you'll get there and it'll be worth it. We tend to think people's lives kind of go diagonally up on a chart, but that's not how it goes for anyone. It's more of a hockey stick. If you look at BTS's career, it was nothing for years, and then all at once it just blew up for them. For the beginning years, they were still working. Use it as an example. Even if you don't see results, think of it as you're prepping for when you blow up. And if you haven't blown up yet, you're not ready. The universe has a way of giving you exactly what you need when you need it. If someone were to give your small business 3 million sales overnight, but you don't have the workers or technology to create 3 million products, that can actually ruin your business rather than help. You can't fulfill the orders, you'll get bad reviews, and you'll have to shut down. So the years of building up to have the resources to fulfill 3 million sales is actually very important to the success of the business and you. So work hard in the beginning and don't worry if you don't see results right away. I think V has also addressed his success in life and his career, and people were bringing an old clip of Taehyung and wondering if he was okay. But before I talk about this, let me give some backstory here. BTS is a way of writing lyrics that are very interesting and unique. A lot of songs are written by RM, and of course that means the lyrics will be very clever. He uses the word you a lot without, in my opinion, actually referring to any specific person, but you is the personification of a specific non-living thing or metaphorical thing. In the song The Truth Unfolds, RM and Steve Aoki wrote lyrics talking about putting a mask on when seeing you and not being able to show weakness and all that sort of stuff. You can interpret this to mean a person, which is probably how the mass public is going to be able to relate to the song. But our boys don't date, so they're likely not referring to a person, and the experience seems to be what they feel towards fame. I think that gives you a pretty big perspective on how they feel about their life if you replace the word you to mean fame. During a concert, V was tearing up and actually shedding a tear when mouthing the words to this song. Of course, some people interpreted this as he was missing a person, but I believe it's over feeling like he can't be himself in public. And since BTS is followed everywhere, they may feel like they can never be themselves because they're always watched. Now, this could be the reason he cried and just loves the lyrics. We've also seen that V can cry on cue during a cute moment when V made himself cry because J-Hope wouldn't give him food. So it could just be V acting and trying to make it look like he feels the emotion of the song. We won't know the exact reason he cried or if it was real tears or acting. We just don't know. But I do think those lyrics are exactly how the boys feel, and sharing this song is very personal to them. The fact that people like it honestly is a huge plus, and then they can feel like they can share more of themselves since everyone accepts them. I do react to some BTS concert moments on Patreon. If you want to react and fangirl with me, the $1 tier is now open for more people and would love to have you there. I will link the Patreon in the description. V has also been on the news since his birthday is the 30th of December. People were wondering if he was going to drop anything like his album during the 30th, since we have been expecting that solo album soon. We also have a lot of new V billboards posted all over any major city, so fan clubs will ask for donations from the fandom. If you donate to these, make sure these are legit fandoms and have done this before so you know that the money is going to the right cause. And then the fan club will take the money and buy the billboards for a couple of days, and this is very expensive. So all of this free press would be great if V decides to drop an album now. People were also excited because every time a member gets their birthday, the other members will send out a happy birthday wish or something, and oftentimes when the specific member's birthday arrives, they will do a live stream to thank ARMY. People were getting very sad when they realized that the member who often gets the most excited over birthdays and even sometimes jumps on the birthday boy's stream is Jin. And Jin this year won't be on any live streams or may not even be able to tweet out or post anything since he is at the camp. There were so many tweets on Twitter saying, what if Jin said something, or even theorized what Jin will say. And some have tweeted out that Jin will look up at the stars at night and tell V that Jin loves him and all that, and I think Jin will just message V on the military app thing. While I think Jin might be sad that he's not there for V and not there to celebrate, I am definitely a little concerned over some of these tweets. I feel like some of these people have never had a close friend before. Is that mean to say? I don't know, because people don't do this. If you're dating them, then maybe you'd like look up at the stars and wish them happy birthday or that you miss them. But if you're close friends, you'll just either text them or you won't say it, and the friend will usually understand that you're busy and it's okay. Like adult friendships, even really close ones, you don't see each other like all the time or constantly text each other. Most really close adult friendships, maybe you'll see each other once a month, and then if you have kids and a family, you'll see each other even less, maybe just around the holidays. I just don't think that Jin would be like at the camp crying over this or over that he can't see V. First off, they'll be reunited soon, and then Jin can give V a hug. Jin might leave a somewhat nice, encouraging, emotional message to V via text, or maybe V will visit Jin, but that's about it. They're not just sitting there in tears like, oh my baby. That's just not how friendships work. Also, it puts an unrealistic standard out there, because if younger people are thinking this is friendship, then they're going to have a very skewed idea of what friendship is, and an idea that is very realistically unattainable. I do think Jin would like the birthday billboards though. I do wonder if he would be able to see any of them, because I don't know if Jin is at the camp 24/7, because I feel like they're allowed to like leave the camp on the weekends or something. It's just a day job, right? I actually have no idea how it is, and definitely no idea how it is in Korea. But I love to hear your thoughts, and what do you think Jin is saying to V right now? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.